Hello everyone, how's it going? So I don't know if I'm the only one who realizes this, but I've realized that it's quite tough being a metalhead in a world where metal's not really something that's really well accepted, you could say. Like, if you're into metal, it comes with a lot of packages. And it goes beyond than just your favorite bands not being played on the radio or whatever, or your favorite bands, like, not touring near your city or whatever. It goes beyond any of that. You gotta deal with people that, judge you, think you're part of a satanic cult or something, and you also got to deal with the people that think you're depressed because of the music you listen to, and you got to deal with the people that think that all the music you listen to is just screamo, all it is noise, all it is emo music. Plus, speaking of emo music, you got to deal with the Black Veil Brides, the Asking Alexandria fans, and all that have no business and have no reasoning to be in the metal genre bands. That's what a lot of people classify as metal these days. And heck, I might even go as far to say that people applied for jobs and didn't get the job because the people found out that they were a metalhead. And, I might also go as far to say that there's men out there who have trouble finding a girlfriend because they're a metalhead. Which actually might be my problem. No pink hair jokes, by the way. So, yeah, we're here today talking about the people who listen to everything that is not metal. So, we're going to kind of go through this, kind of examine what's really going on here, and keep in mind that I understand that people do have their music tastes. And I understand that, whether if your favorite genre is pop, whether if your favorite genre is country, whether if it's rock, whatever it may be, I don't care what it is. This is just to people who can literally listen to Eminem and then also listen to Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin, but not metal. They have that much of a diversity of taste, but they can't take something such as Iron Maiden, which to me is mind-blowing. So today we're going to talk about that. So yeah, we all know those people, or at least I know those people that will listen to anything from rock, country, pop, whatever the case is, but for some reason they're quite ignorant towards the metal genre. And I know I've said this before, I still stand by this statement, and because it's a fact, I stand by this statement. That metal is the genre with the most variety. You think about everything that's in metal, you think about death metal, and I understand that death metal is not for everyone. But guess what? If you don't like it, that's okay. Because guess what? There's something else in the metal genre that could be for you. Think about power metal. Think about progressive metal. Think about metalcore. Think about thrash metal. You got all different types of metal subgenres. And I know people want to say they don't like metal because of the scream vocals. But again, not all metal does have the scream vocals. Consider bands like Black Sabbath. Consider bands like Metallica. Consider bands like Iron Maiden and Dream Theater even. Bands that really don't use scream vocals, you could say. And one of the problems and one of the main reasons why I wanted to make this video was because I feel like the people that are quite ignorant towards metal goes far beyond than just how the music sounds. It could be one of many things. I think people have this idea that if you get into metal that you have to be in a satanic cult and that you have to start self-harming, or you have to start hating life and all this and that. And I feel there's a lot of these non-metalheads that look at some metalheads, and I feel maybe it might have to do with the few metalheads that some of these non-metalheads meet, because I know some of them might say, well, all the metalheads that I met, they were depressed and hated life, and they don't want to be a part of the metal community for that. They might get this misconception and think, oh man, if I get into that, oh man, I don't want to hate life. Are you kidding me? And this is something that a lot of non-metalheads have to realize that do have that mindset, is even if that were the case for some of these metalheads that you did meet that supposedly did hate life or whatever, that's like a few of many, many metalheads. Not to mention, the few that there are that do have that mindset, metal did not make them depressed. They're depressed, so they go to metal. Haha, didn't think about that one, did you? See, that's why I always get confused when people say that, like, oh, metal's like the most depressing genre, it's the most depressing music. Yeah, I miss the part where it's all pianos and violins all the time. That's my definition of sad music. See, I don't know about you guys, but metal really gets me pretty pumped up, especially if I'm listening to something such as like classic In Flames or something. That's when I really like feel like I'm on top of the world or something. I don't know. Like, it really has this motivational kind of sound to it that I just really can get behind. So don't think about pulling the "oh, metal just makes you depressed" card again, because that's completely out of the picture. And I feel like another problem is, and a lot of the reason why people, non-metalheads, don't want to get into metal is because of their image. Now, I know I've brought this up before, and just like that individual I made a video about a couple months ago or a few months ago, it might have been last year, I don't know, about the one who didn't like Black Sabbath anymore because he found out that they were a metal band. And, you know, with cases like that, like, I feel like a lot of these non-metal heads have this mindset that if they like metal, they're going to be considered emo, and they're worried about their image. Like, if they go around telling friends that they like a few metal bands, they're afraid that their friends might think that they're emo or something. Listening to Black Sabbath does not make you emo, nor Metallica, nor Iron Maiden. As a matter of fact, even some of these modern metal bands that you listen to, like In Flames, even though In Flames is 90s, but you can consider them modern. But even if you listen to them, you wouldn't be considered emo. It doesn't matter what kind of real metal you listen to. It does not make you emo. So right off the bat, you just know that you have a ton of ridiculousness going on. People that are so worried about their image, they're so worried about telling people that they like bands like Iron Maiden or something because they don't want to be seen as a depressed emo or whatever. I missed the part where Iron Maiden and all these bands were like Black Veil Brides. I missed that part, but I'll get into more of that later on. And one of the things that I find absolutely hilarious about these people is that, like, they'll see that you like some rock bands and then they'll recommend another rock band that's similar to that. And we're talking about the same people who are completely anti-metal. And what I don't get about this thing is, why should that metalhead be checking out music that you like if you won't do the same? You see where I'm getting at? That to me doesn't make sense. You know, if that person tries to have an open mind and see the greatness that's in your music taste, then why can't you see the greatness in metal? But the funny thing is, if they do check out metal, you know, besides, like I said, they can't either see past the music or it goes something beyond, whether if it's a stereotype or something, they'll check out every metal band that's been recommended to them and just say, nope, 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 screamo, too emo for me, too loud, too this, too obnoxious. They'll keep coming up with excuses, man. So that, in and of itself, is plain ridiculous. And here's another thing I want to bring up, and I feel like this is like one of the biggest misconceptions, is when non-metal heads look at us metalheads, for some reason, they look at us like we're Black Veil Brides fans. They look at us like we're Asking Alexandria fans. They look at us like we're dumb and we don't know what real music is, and we don't listen to good music that actually requires talent. That's what they think of us as. But for some reason, they can listen to anything that isn't metal. So you mean to tell me that in this whole giant world of this genre that has so much diversity, you cannot find something that you like in this genre, but you like everything from rap to classic rock? That to me, see, that's what I'm calling bullcrap, because if you like classic rock, there's probably a chance you'll like bands like Iron Maiden. I genuinely do believe that there's something in metal for everyone, and it really does seem ridiculous. And I know it may come off as a little biased because metal's my favorite genre, and I look at the people that listen to everything, and I mean literally everything that isn't metal, and I just sit there and think, how can you not see the beauty and the greatness in a lot of the bands and some of these subgenres? And that to me just really seems ridiculous. And you see, I try to have a variety. You know, if somebody recommends me to check out a band, I try to, you know, have an open mind and check it out. And I know some people might say, well, you don't have much variety. Well, as far as subgenres do, yes, I do. Just because I don't listen to genres such as rap and pop does not mean I don't have much variety. I can listen to anything from classic rock, classic metal, modern rock. The thing is, you're going to keep these people are going to keep finding excuses to stay away from this genre. Like I said, I don't know if it's just the misconceptions that they're having. I don't know what it is. And a lot of people think that just because a band is popular, it means that they're good. And I highly disagree with that. And I think one of the things that a lot of non-metal heads have to realize is that not everything is going to sound mainstream. Not everything is going to sound catchy. But guess what? You don't need any of that in music in order to be good, or even be able to enjoy it. You know, there are some music out there that does require a taste, but you see, some people don't want to open up their minds to, you know, specific metal subgenres and even just metal in general, because they just want to listen to whatever's catchy, whatever, you know, is mainstream, whatever sells well in the music community. That's all that matters to some people. And that's what makes me mad, is that, like, metal, let's be honest, it's not really the most liked genre, if we're being perfectly honest here. In fact, it might be, I think metal's like considered like the second least favorite genre, you know, behind country. Because I think country's still the most hated genre, I believe. Now, I disagree with country being at the bottom of the list, but metal, come on. I put metal like way up here. So that's just my take on it. So all I can say is, if you're someone who doesn't like metal all that much, let me tell you something. I guarantee you that there is a metal band or 2 or 3 or heck, maybe 10 out there that you could potentially enjoy. And yes, even if you're someone who doesn't like scream vocals, even someone that mostly listens to rock music, there is metal out there for you. So I want to know what you guys think. So I hope you guys understand where I am coming from. This is something that you guys can relate to, and I hope that I did get out to some people that are, you know, non-metalheads that are like iffy about it, really don't care for it, and like literally every single genre of music has to offer, except for metal. So thank you for watching. Take care.